All right, home stretch. So we've got, again, Drew McIntyre now cutting a promo. And let me say something about these promos, right? Where you've got Kayla Braxton. I think they're making Kayla Braxton look really bad because I don't think these interview segments, I think they're pre-taped, and so they're kind of wedging them in here, there, and everywhere. But when something really happens that's serious, like Austin Theory taking a savage beating, and then they cut to her being really happy, I think it really does the segment that just happened a disservice, and I think it does her a disservice, and then it makes the promo that comes a disservice as well. How do you solve this? You have her address what just happened. Austin Theory getting savagely beaten, really, really disturbing stuff. And then you have Drew McIntyre address it too. It's like, yeah, this is a brutal world here in the WWE. However, and then go into his thing. Simple, easy solutions. By the way, because now I'm reminded of this part's going to become really serious. So, you have Shad Gaspar, who probably died, and it's just a tragic thing. In California on the beach, and a riptide comes, and he and his 10-year-old son are getting swept up in this along with other people, and so the rescue people come, and he has them to make sure that he takes care of his son, and then he goes missing, and then they called off the search, and it doesn't look good. And none of this is addressed on the program. He worked there, and I thought it was horrible. Now, you can say that this whole thing was pre-taped, and that's absolutely true, but this news came out hours before Raw went on the air, and I think to not talk about it, even if it's just just go like, we're thinking about you, Shad, and you're a great guy, and we just pray that it's going okay. To not address it at all. So what is it? We're going to wait till he's officially pronounced dead to say anything? I just thought it was just such a bad look by the WWE. And maybe nobody else but me is going to call this kind of thing out, but I went on and on and on about it with the people that I was messaging and texting. I thought it was just shit that they didn't mention anything or say anything. Really bad, man. Sorry to bring this whole thing down, but I just thought that was really terrible to not say anything about it. Now we go into axe throwing bullshit, which luckily I've already talked about, so I don't have to talk about again. We have Aleister Black versus Murphy. This is my favorite segment of the whole thing. So Aleister Black beats Murphy. Or he's beating Murphy. But Austin Theory's still out there because he was beat down. And Seth Rollins has this great moment where they don't really say anything to each other, but he helps him up. And everything is conveyed through the performance. I am not a big Seth Rollins fan, but I will say that this segment absolutely worked because of Seth Rollins. And his power and his charisma and what he's able to convey without words. And again, I will draw a comparison to Brody Lee and the Dark Order in AEW, which is absolutely failing. And this absolutely is not. Seth Rollins has one person, and that's Murphy. But now he's got another one because Austin Theory goes in the ring and they beat down Aleister Black together. And it completely works, and it feels like an upgrade for Austin Theory, even though he has just gotten beaten up and kicked out of a group. It feels like an upgrade for him. That's the sign of a successful move booking-wise. And more importantly, hopefully we will not have Austin Theory against Selena's crew because nobody wants to see it. Nobody fucking cares. They can go on and do their shit with Apollo Crews. And now Austin Theory can be part of Seth Rollins' thing. And it feels like an upgrade, and it feels like a great move all around. Wow, this little talking segment of mine has really veered off. I mean, it was my favorite segment, yet my biggest gripe was about not addressing the Shad stuff at all. So biggest gripe, greatest segment. Here it was.